Do you think digital skills are necessary? Of course, everyone else does. Except for the creators of fantasy novels and sci-fi movies, no one would have predicted how our current lifestyle would unfold around wearable devices and the digital world 50 years ago. David Lidington says, we live in an age of innovation where digital technology is providing solutions to those problems before we even realized that we needed them. We see it every day as we find new ways to travel, eat, shop. According to UNESCO's digital term, digital devices are primarily used for three objectives: for communication, for application, and for networking. Having digital skills is very important in today's modern world because it is a requirement for your personal and professional growth. Digital skills or literacy are broadly defined as those to use digital devices, communication applications, and networks to access and manage information. This could be classified as basic or general skills and advanced or professional digital skills. Basic digital skills comprise of fundamentals of being able to use digital technologies as using MS Office, a browser, connecting to the internet, and keeping passwords secure. And of course, in this you people are all experts. It would also involve communication over emails, social media. Our friends in your generation are used to typing on mobiles this way. What is in fact important is the skill in typing on keyboards for an effective content with grammar and English. We as individuals are not limited only to breakfast or midday or evening news today. We are exposed to a practical overdose of news that is flooded all over the social media platforms and is dumped onto us, whether such news is relevant or irrelevant to us. As responsible netizens, it becomes very important for us to handle the quantum of information effectively and responsibly. It is important to respond and not to react. This can be achieved by understanding the relevance or irrelevance of any such news items in our life. Another example in our daily lives, भैया कितना हुआ? GPay है? I am sure all of us have either heard this or said this at least 5 times during a day to some shopkeeper or the other. Am I audible to you all? Can you see me? क्या आप मेरी आवाज़ सुन सकते हो? Don't worry, I am not checking with you all, but reminding you of those routine dialogues we are hearing upon our digital meetings, our classes, etc. Our digital skills coupled with communication skills play an important role here to maintain effective, safe and secure communication across all platforms. अच्छा, जब भी कोई पर्सनल बात करनी हो, अपना माइक म्यूट पर रखना मत भूलना. Now coming to those digital skills where jobs or career opportunities are in the present times. सर, मैं ABC बैंक से बात कर रहा हूँ. आपसे बात करना चाहता हूँ. क्या मैं... अरे इसने तो फ़ोन काट गया. I'm sure a lot of sales professionals, including me, have gone through this experience umpteen number of times in their careers. The internet has revolutionized the marketing game, bringing precision and scale unheard of in the pre-digital era. Professional digital skills are required to navigate in this new field, and experts are usually specialized in specific disciplines. These include pay-per-click advertising, search engine optimization, content marketing, email marketing, mobile marketing, and that integrates them, which helps the sales force to get their success rate high in the market to close the prospective customers faster than ever before. The goal of data analytics, one such domain, relates to our previous point of data. Out of all the information that is available at our disposal, data analytics will help us sort and use only that information which makes any sense for our business or any such activity. Now the question is, how do we improve our digital skills? There are 6 ways to sharpen your digital skills. First, learn through courses. Make an effort to use technology for personal and professional life. Improve your methods of communication with others via the online platforms. Increase your online presence via social media. Practice your digital skills and most importantly, communication skills over a period of time. And follow current technology trends on an ongoing basis. Friends, you only need to work hard to improve your digital skills because it has become a key skill in the digital age. Subscribe to our Midcons YouTube channel and do not forget to press the bell icon for further notifications. Stay tuned to hear it from Mr. Nikhil Malhotra, Chief Innovation Officer, Tech Mahindra, who will share his thoughts upon the topic of digital skills. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. My name is Nikhil Malhotra and I'm the Chief Innovation Officer for Tech Mahindra. And I'm also the creator of a unique R&D division called Makers Lab. Today, this morning, we're going to discuss on 2 topics. Number 1, how do you develop digital skills in new students? And what can an institution do to actually enhance those digital skills for your students? So let me tell you a little bit of a story. I have been a researcher all my life. I started off with IBM, did my first codes on Watson, and digital has taken a completely new paradigm today in the world. With COVID-19 pandemic, digital has become, or COVID-19 has become a chief digital officer for all of us. We have seen that data scientists have become virologists, and virologists have turned themselves into data scientists today. And purely because there was a need and a necessity that grew in the world. Now, I have two answers for students. Number one is a very, very simple theoretical answer, but I would also like to give a practical response on what can be done for a digital skilling. Now, the simple answer is digital today has taken into formats which you have not seen. We are seeing new techniques and technologies for virus modeling. We are seeing a growth in life sciences and digital twins using techniques of AI and ML. We are seeing people creating a lot of products on IoT, on robotics. We have also seen the world and reality change itself into augmentation and a virtual mode. Now, for students to get themselves upskilled in this particular format, if there was a theoretical answer that I could give, students can learn probability, statistics, mathematics, AI, machine learning, etc. And that will be the end of it for you to get into digital world. But then there's a second sector that opens up for students for digital, and that is upwilling and not upskilling. And I want to relate a story from one of the Uber drivers who has actually joined Makers Lab. This Uber driver, by his own will, has learned all techniques of digital and is now taking the journey of digital to even villages and small towns in India. And I would say that it's rather upwilling than upskilling that students need to do. The other idea is that you can become, there are two ways of doing it. The world can actually become in a simple format of abstraction where whatever you learn in colleges can be applied. But then there's another way in which you can actually go into the core and you can look at the why of the problem. I started Makers Lab in order to find out the why of the problem rather than the what and the how. We typically have all answers for what and hows, but we don't have answers for why. And that's why the R&D division of Makers Lab got started up. And we've done enough work in the last 7 years, including finding a therapeutic molecule against COVID-19 that we are releasing as a patent today. The other philosophical point that students need to do is, and I have written in my book, is something that students need to follow if they need to upwill and upskill themselves in digital world. And that is, in a simple word, a statement, a word called courage. Now, courage can mean strength. Courage can mean, your heart itself of what you give in. But courage for me translates into 7 or 8 different components. C being, you've got to communicate and collaborate with this world. Innovation never happens in silos. Even if you look at Nikola Tesla, Tesla was an inventor but not an innovator because he failed to collaborate with a lot of folks around it. And this may come as a rude shock and a surprise for you. The O is objectification of technology. Unless technology is felt and touched by people around you, technology does not have a purpose. And digital is there to actually touch people's lives. So do objectify technology. We have some examples that at Makers Lab, we started building a bike that would stand on its own. But at the end of the day, we could not get that technology into the market. And that is considered as a failure or a feedback that we may seem for ourselves. The U is you. You are the makers for your own destiny. So you've got to present yourself as you being doing it. The R in courage means rewiring your psyche. The heart is an organ that continues to pump blood 24/7, but it is the brain that needs that rewiring all times. A is asking stupid questions every day, or perceivably stupid questions, and this is a system that we follow for our own innovation. Some people will frown at you, some people will look at you differently, but that A becomes very, very important for you to ask stupid questions. And we believe when you do that, you simplify a complex problem that is in front of you. The G is the goals, and you've got to develop your goals. So if you want to land on moon, you've got to think about landing on Mars, and that is the goals that you want to set up. And E is empathizing with yourself. Now, in normally management studies, people say that you empathize with your customers. We at Makers Lab Tech Mahindra say that you empathize with yourself first. Because as an innovator, as a person coming up into digital world, there are potholes of despair that you would fall into. So you would need to pick yourself up by statements that you give. So that is why courage is the mantra that we utilize to skill yourself up in the digital world. So courage is the mantra that we typically use in Makers Lab, and I want to tell students to upskill themselves and also upfill themselves using courage as the mantra. And that will be how students would evolve in this new and ever-changing and evolving digital world of the future. Now, the second question is in front of us: how can institutes upskill or put this digital foray among students? And I think one of the things is students are very clear that they can definitely do internship with the industry. One of the advantages that the students would get with the industry is that they would essentially get trained on real life problems, practical solutions, and that would definitely upskill them. The second thing that these institutes can actually do is give them practical examples which have not been tackled as yet. And that is where the why of the problem comes in. And I'll give you a very simple example. I was on the board of mentorship for Atal Incubation Center. And last year there was a challenge that was launched. The challenge was, can school students create something that can actually be beneficial for the society? The program was called SIP 3.0, and both rural as well as urban sector kids were involved into it. The team that won the prize was a group of 4 students from a remote village in Chhattisgarh, and they actually did something magnificent and fantastic. Now, these students used to travel or walk 45 kilometers every day to their school. Now, in one of those reasons or one of those travels, you call it serendipity or you call it scientific fervor, they dropped hara saag, lal saag and bajra on a piece of land. The weed that grew out, they took the leaf, they created some water out of it. That water today is solving 90% of malnutrition in that small village in Chhattisgarh. Now, when these students came to me, they said, how do we commercialize this option? The best example I could give them was, can you convert this water wherever you've taken into seeds and packaged product? But then one student remarked and asked me, sir, I don't know English. Can I get something from a different language so that I can produce this for the world? So that also went ahead in us creating Bhamal. Now those students and students from university are involved in creating this unique product called Bhamal, which is called Bharat Markup Language, which enables students to code in their language and allows them to code in 27 mother tongues of their language as well. The idea behind all of this is that when practical problems come to you, there would be practical solutions, and that is where the culture of innovation would grow. So my earnest appeal to all the universities and of course especially MITCON, since it's one of those premier institutes, is to look at not just internship but also look at giving these practical life problems to students to enable them to innovate further. Thank you.